we've seen some seeds planted for a match between you and Ricochet. Talk a little bit about that. What would be going through your head going into that situation? Because that's a match that a lot of fans are really looking forward to.
I mean, I hope they are looking forward to it because, like, my story of Ricochet goes back to when I first started pro wrestling. Like, when I was in England, he was the first foreigner that I ever wrestled in my life. So, and he was, like, such a big inspiration. Like, I used to watch all of his matches from IWA Mid-South. I've seen his matches in Shikara. I was a huge Dragon Gate fan as well, and watching him in Dragon Gate against Puck was some of the most ridiculous matches I've ever seen, and it was so, like, it honestly felt like these guys created such a bridge for, like, people of, like, our body type and our athletic ability inspired to be, like, some of the best. And, like, one stage everyone said that Ricochet was the best in the world, and I believe it. And every time we got to wrestle each other, I got to test myself, I got to learn from him. He's, like, one of my good friends, and there's so much like love between us and respect, but it is just a case of like now, like I remember that at Best of Super Juniors, and the competition was heavy there. Like that's when it all blew up, and everybody wanted to ask the question, well, what is wrestling? And to our answer is, it's always wrestling can be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's done at like the highest of levels. And when it comes to the highest of levels, when I've performed against Ricochet, like I've won, but there have been many times where like I've performed at a high level show and he's won. It's been such a back and forth competition, and I do believe our careers have gone in two separate ways. So to stand opposite him as like highly now motivated and ready to come back and ready to take off and ready to be utilised the way that he should have been utilised, I'm excited because right now I just don't think anybody in the wrestling world is performing at the level that I'm performing it at. And there's a high bar, especially after that Pac match that I had at All Out, there's a high bar for Ricochet to now clear. So I hope he comes into this mindset wanting to take the throne and to just be remembered and revered as one of the greatest to have ever done it, because he is in that category. But to get there, like, he's got to go through me, and that's where I'm very confident in my abilities. And as much as I want him to remind himself of who he is, I'm a realist, and I'm one of the greatest professional wrestlers to lace up a pair of boots, so that's where I stand.